If you worry about how the growing specter of artificial intelligence will affect your business and your employees, you're not alone. Despite this uncertainty, AI is here to stay.
That's not to say your worries aren't justified. It's just even those who accept AI acknowledge that millions of jobs will be lost in the short term. But those same people also predict that it will boost the economy and ultimately add job opportunities in the long run.
And even if this transition is a little painful, the benefits far outweigh what the costs are. Today, we're going to discuss how AI can help you in your business.
Welcome back to the Obsessed Marketer podcast. I am Joel Schmitz. This is Holland Berkey.
Hi.
This is the podcast designed for you, the small business owner, looking to jumpstart your business and learn quick mastering strategies you can take with you to increase sales, reach, and growth.
What are we talking about today? We're talking about AI?
Artificial intelligence.
Ooh.
You see it in movies all the time,
Yes.
but the real life, it's here.
It's here everywhere. And a lot of times you probably don't even realize it.
That's true. Yeah, especially all over the internet. It is always taking your information, your data. It's suggesting things to you without you even knowing it.
Yes. When I think of artificial intelligence, I do think of iRobot with Will Smith, one of the best Will Smith movies.
Yeah.
Great movie. Don't worry, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
I mean, knock on wood, right?
True.
This is wood, right?
We could have Y2K all over again, for sure. For sure.
I just actually saw a TikTok of this AI dog. It's by Sony in Japan. It's $3,000. It's this little puppy robot. And the owner has to train it for 3 years while its AI is developing, which I never knew that was a thing. So like it's learning as you go.
I don't get it though. What are you training? Because it's not going to the bathroom anywhere.
It looked like it had its own like personality too. I remember the girl on TikTok. She changed the dog's eye color to pink, and it got mad. It was like, I don't want pink eyes. I want blue eyes. It's just very interesting. So
very weird. Yeah,
we went from
fun.
Y2K, people scared that computers are just going to take over all of a sudden, and now we actually have robots that act and look a lot like real dogs. So interesting, scary, but AI robots are not, and AI dog robots are not gonna help your business. The AI that's gonna help your business is a lot smaller, a lot more on the back end, more just machine learning.
And we have a special guest that'll come in today and talk to you about that, how we can use it for your small business, e-commerce, and stuff like that.
So what is AI? What is the definition of AI? AI is the ability for a computer or a computer-controlled robot to perform tasks commonly associated with intelligent beings.
That's us.
Like us.
Okay.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe not so much,
you.
man.
I'm just joshing. It's okay. So yeah, that is the just cold, cut down definition of AI.
Okay. That always makes me think about The Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch. You know that movie?
Yes, one of my favorite movies by him, actually. Super good. You will cry. You will cry.
You will cry, for sure.
But it's a great movie.
He played Alan Turing, the guy who he deciphered messages from the Germans, secret messages, and that helped us during the World War. He used a machine that used machine learning to decipher those messages.
Yes, and that really helped the British out in that.
Mm-hmm. So it's almost like the birthplace of artificial intelligence.
Yes. But the term artificial intelligence was not coined until 1956 by, John McCarthy. John McCarthy, you'll hear him sometimes as the father of artificial intelligence. That's not really true, but he did coin that term.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that was in 1956. And then slowly after that, then we started getting robots. I believe the first robot, like humanoid robot, was named Wabot. And that was developed in 1972.
Oh, okay.
And then cut to today, we have those crazy dogs and robots and stuff.
Yeah,
but then we also have some small AI that is helpful in marketing.
True. Very true.
Very helpful in marketing. So let's talk a little bit about why robots and artificial intelligence will never fully replace humans.
Mm-hmm. I think the main thing is emotional and empathy. That's what we have that they will never have.
No, they are just hard-coded ones and zeros, logical thinking. They have no empathy or no empathetic intelligence whatsoever.
If you are frustrated or you're angry at a business and you're calling someone, who do you want to talk to, a robot or a person?
Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how many times I get an automated phone call where I'm trying to figure something out and I'm just sitting there and it's that stupid robot voice and I get so upset. So that's, yes, AI and those kind of things can be good for your business. They can cut down on manual labor costs and time, but also you always need to be able to let your customer talk to a human.
Yeah.
Very important to be able to give them an outlet to talk to directly to you, because like me, everybody else in the world, nobody wants to just sit and talk to a robot where they're like, state your name, and you state it and they're like, state your name, and it's
because you're already frustrated. You're here. You want someone who understands what it's like to be frustrated, who's been angry before, who's been in your shoes before, and they can help you properly.
Yeah, you just want to talk to a human being. You get that empathy in there. So like we said, AI, it's never going to have that. They're never going to have creative thinking as well.
That's true.
We are creative human beings. Our brains are very creative. They just have, what is it? The left side is creative on your brain and the right side?
I think so.
Don't quote me on that. You might have to Google that.
They might be able to design art that looks like ours or symphonies, but there's never, when it comes to art, they don't have the same pain when it became the person who made it that built it. Like they don't.
They do not have that creative thinking.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about how you, the small business owner, would benefit from using AI. The first thing is you'd have a lot less time wasted on menial tasks.
True.
So that's kind of what we were talking about with like the phone calls, or this is a really good example with chatbots. So say I'm a customer and I just want to know when my package is getting delivered. You could go to that website's chatbot and
the
be
little
like,
thing in the corner of the screen, it pops up.
Yeah. Our VarSolutions.net, we have that too in the little corner too. So that chatbot, you can be like, when's my package getting delivered? And then the AI will take that person's file, know all of their stuff, and send it back to them in like less than 60 seconds usually, or like less than 5 minutes.
When it comes to simple questions like that, AI can handle it no problem, which gives you more time to focus on your business.
Exactly. More meaningful things.
And the AI can answer thousands of questions at once.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like we said
Very
before,
efficient.
if there was a really complicated question, make sure that they have an outlet to either call a different phone number or an email directly to an actual person. So just always
you
make
can
sure.
handle their problems properly.
But yeah, nobody needs to waste time answering menial tasks and questions. So that's a great way that AI could help you. So another thing would be better customer service and satisfaction.
True.
Still kind of piggybacking off what we just talked about there.
Right.
Like if they got their answer, or if they got their question answered super fast, 5 stars.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to wait around for a question. Everybody's very me focused. I want me. And that's really okay. That's human.
Yeah.
But having AI.
Yeah. And there's also the personalization too, because if you have been to that website before, AI knows that and knows what you've looked at before. Possibly you abandoned a shopping cart and it has it ready for you when you come back.
Yeah, that's another point that we have here is close more deals with AI-powered sales predictions. That's kind of like what Joel was talking about. AI tools and machine learning can help you offer different products to people that are like relating. So if you buy one thing, say I buy a foundation from this one website, this makeup website, and then I come back later, they might also they might suggest a primer to go under the foundation that matches with that. So AI can do great things.
You're losing me on all the makeup products, but I get what you're saying.
Big man over here. I'm so sorry. What do you, Legos? I don't know. But so AI can take a lot of that guessing work out for you. They know the history of your customers' shopping patterns and they're able to steer them in the right direction, which will close more sales. Because nobody's gonna, if I bought makeup or something and then they offer me like a men's razor, that's actually a bad analogy because I do use men's razors.
Nothing wrong with that.
But it just will be able to pair things better, faster, close more sales.
I always
basically
see suggested sales on like my feed and stuff, and sometimes it's a good one, and I want it.
Yeah, and then just reduce marketing costs.
True.
That's a big thing.
Very
it's like
true.
For some things you don't have to spend a lot of time and money on it, and the less time and money you spend on something, the more money you can put back into the business and get back in your pocket on that return on investment. So AI can be a great tool for the small business owner to use, for sure.
Now let's see a real-world example of AI used in business.
Awesome, let's go.
All right, guys, we wanted to give you a real in-depth look about how artificial intelligence is used in the business world. So we have a guest here today. You want to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I'm Jordan von Ahn. I live in Austin, Texas, and been working in online marketing for about 10 years now, and I'm now working in e-commerce for about the past year on my own, just selling physical products. First started just flipping the arbitrage on popular products that everybody's probably super familiar with, and then still doing that, but also doing more of like my own brand and stuff, selling like viral products that everybody's probably seen before in different kinds of categories. And so
Cool.
And you guys listening, you might have heard that last name. Yes, this is Tom's son. That's not that common of a name. So yes, they are related. And we'll take a quick moment too to congratulate Jordan. He did just get married 2 weeks ago.
Congrats.
I did.
Beautiful photos,
Thank you,
beautiful Texas wedding. It looked amazing, looked fun. So awesome stuff. Okay, so you kind of already touched on this, but so one of the questions we had was just what kind of business you run. So you said it's like e-commerce.
Yeah, so it's all just e-commerce, all selling with physical products, and just lots of so basically what I'm doing, I know a lot of people are interested in this as well, just in general on top of AI, but basically I had to learn all this stuff too, so I wasn't really sure how it all worked, right? Of like how are people still starting e-commerce brands and stuff from scratch? So one of the you've heard of drop shipping and whatnot, and so basically that's how you start, and then once you find a product that works, you stock it. So it's really just a means to an end. So drop shipping, if you're unfamiliar, is basically you run an ad or you sell on a marketplace like eBay or Amazon, and the customer actually pays first, and then you go and buy the inventory and ship it out to them. Whereas most people are, and just like physical stores as well, I think that's kind of where the conception comes from, is they own the inventory already. It's already there. And so with drop shipping, of course, you already know that the inventory is there. It's just you're not stocking it. But then once you're seeing enough demand, then, the profit margins are lower on drop shipping. But basically, you're just using that as a way to test. So like no different with like ad creative or a website, right? Like, does this work? And then, okay, it works. Then you go from there, right? It's all just
are
iterate.
People actually going to buy this? Like, do people actually want this? Are they going to buy it?
Right. So yeah, so throw up a video ad, a landing page, all that good stuff, and am I getting any traction? And of course that's, somewhat subjective, and then just go from there.
So how do you implement the AI, the artificial intelligence, into this business?
Like Facebook advertising, Google advertising, all that stuff is very AI driven. So just really understanding how that type of stuff works, and really just like AI is trying to what people are trying to do with it, big picture, is they're trying to mimic our brains, right? So it's like you get this little piece of info, and then you connect this idea and you connect that idea. Like all the world's biggest ideas and innovations have come from people connecting like seemingly unrelated ideas, right? Like that's like the most creative people I've seen. Like they'll get their best stuff just like going for a walk. Another tool that I really like is it used to be called Jarvis, the AI content writer. It's called Jasper now.
The second you said Jarvis, I was like, isn't that like Iron Man, right? Something like that. His guy said Jarvis.
That's his AI.
So now it's called Jasper. So what exactly is that software? What does that do?
It's basically it's like a content writer, and they have all types of different templates and whatnot. So let's say you want to write a blog post to educate your audience. You can say, hey, I'm going to write a blog post about XYZ, whatever your topic is. And it can handle a lot. Like some people might have very, very specific topics that it could struggle with, but it's it's basically just crawling the internet and learning about that topic in real time, right? So it's kind of just automating the digging and research that a copywriter would be doing. It's just getting you out of that blank slate, and then just it's literally writing content for you. But you definitely, your expectation you're going to get frustrated if your expectation though is that it can just write an entire article for you, right?
Yeah,
or a
and
landing
you can just
page.
post it. Like, maybe you should
Yeah.
proofread that. I didn't even know that there was a software like that, because I'm still like new to like the AI kind of stuff. I know like the chatbots and all that stuff. I didn't know that there could possibly be AI for like content creation, for like writing.
That's
crazy.
super
interesting. So yeah, everybody out there, maybe if that's a need for you, if you're a small business owner, you don't have a lot of writing to back you up, definitely maybe look into that for sure. What has the outcome been for you since using AI in your like workflow and stuff? Has it been really beneficial? Has there been any setbacks, or where you're like, I don't want to use AI for something like that? Like, I'd rather just take it over myself.
I mean, I really enjoy that. I mean, I do just want to like hire a writer every now and then, just for like something different, right? It can be a little dry feeling, and I just there is just there's something about just like the color someone can just throw on it, right? Like It's just a splash of color, right? So I do think the language part is definitely, that's kind of the next kind of era that I think they're going to try and tackle, and we'll see how far they can push that.
Are there any misconceptions about AI that you know about that you want to like debunk?
I think people are maybe thinking that there's going to be some type of limit that we're going to hit on it, and I don't personally see that. It just keeps progressing on it. So I think the math and like its ability to spot patterns and how people are behaving, like, and we all know like the crazy types of influence people have done through Facebook ads or TikTok ads, like it impacts our entire culture. Like it's very powerful, right? So I think that's extremely advanced, but I just think people need to stay open-minded and hyper vigilant about, are my tools up to date? There's just going to be more and more stuff coming out. So I would just stay very open-minded about it, and always be looking for the next thing, right? Always have the abundance mindset, always have the growth mindset. It's the scarcity mindset of that things are going to stay the same doesn't usually work very well.
What would like a small step for a business owner be to get into AI? Like, what do you think would be just like the first thing, if nobody's done anything with AI, would be getting into? Like, I know you said Facebook ads. Like, I guess I didn't really even realize that's AI, but obviously it is. But what would be their first little jump into the AI world?
I think just like with anything, just Google or YouTube, like, and maybe for them, it's just like, what is AI? It's like, we all start somewhere. We're all more similar than we are different. So we all like that's how I started learning about this stuff. Like, what does that even mean? That might be somewhere to start. Other than that, just like top AI tools for small businesses. Just dive in, really just do a little research.
Okay, well, this was very insightful. Thank you very much. Because Joel and we didn't know much about AI before. Like, researching this for this podcast has really opened up our eyes, and there's a lot. And so thank you for that, for getting a little real world experience for our listeners. But
thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
No problem. We will catch you later.
I'm Andrew Hayes with Viral Solutions, and we've gathered together some AI platforms for you to check out no matter what kind of business you run. You can find the links and more information about them on the Viral Solutions blog. It's linked below in the description and the show notes of this podcast. The AI platform Clue tracks competitors' websites and social media on pricing and product changes. If you're taking customers' personal and financial data, cyber criminals could use it to defraud them or sell their information on the dark web. Bablic's Breach Control can chase leads to identify and neutralize threats. To manage your business's online reputation, Passerby can identify reviews on social media and websites to help you get them removed. You can provide better product recommendations to your customers with Shelf.ai. The platform uses AI to help retailers engage with their customers and personalize their shopping experience. AI chatbots can help with your customer service as well. LivePerson is an application of AI in e-commerce that lets customers ask basic FAQ type questions such as product and shipping information. Chatbots will then hand over to a live agent whenever needed. For AI-enabled email marketing, Personalize identifies what products and services interest your contacts. It then automatically personalizes and targets your email marketing campaigns. Finally, you can boost sales, distribution, and scale operations with Rem.ai's forecasting app. It takes external influences into account for more effective resource management. The data enables companies to anticipate demand changes and predict supply chain issues. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Click the link in the description or the show notes of this podcast to head over to the Viral Solutions blog, where you can read more about these AI platforms, what they do, and how they can help your business. Now back to Holland and Joel.
Well, that was fun.
That was super insightful. I'm very glad that we got Jordan to be able to do that.
It was nice.
Super awesome that he took time out of his busy day to help us and educate us.
Yeah.
So what were some of the key points that you took away from what Jordan was talking about?
Well, that this is kind of the inevitable future. AI is going to be big and it's going to be huge. Like he said, we're at that point where it's just only going to go up and up and up.
Yeah, technology is just going to keep getting more and more advanced and surround us in our everyday lives. And just to be open-minded about it and don't be scared of it.
Yeah, embrace it. That's all you can do, because you can't fight this.
Yeah, and even if there's small things that you can be doing and utilizing in your everyday.
Yeah, you don't have to go full blown. Just small steps, like he said, just small research, just your basic Google and YouTube, and then from there.
Maybe just taking a day or a few days just to get yourself more knowledgeable on AI, read some blogs. We have a few blogs on our viralsolutions.net website about AI that are super helpful.
With e-commerce, human integration with AI and stuff like that. Yeah.
And maybe looking into if, like what Jordan was saying, what was it called? Jasper, I think?
Jasper, the software.
Jasper, that software. If that content writing is something that you're struggling with and like need more manpower behind, Jasper could definitely be something that you could start utilizing. And he said it was pretty cheap.
Yeah.
When he said $20, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
But some other AI software you can use are one that we saw it's called Timely.
Oh, okay.
Very fitting name, because what it does, it automates timesheets for you. So if you have a bunch of employees under you and making timesheets, I worked in retail. I worked at Gap. And I remember making timesheets was always really annoying to figure out. You had to think about, okay, who asked off this day, blah, blah. There's all these things going on at once to try to get the best schedule for all your employees. Having an AI do that, they know that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They know that all.
Yeah, that sounds really helpful for business owners.
So Timely would be cool. Another one that I saw was, it's called Crystal. And it's a behavioral platform. And it uses DICS, which is like a software, to make personality profiles on your target audience, so that this can help you better target your audience, know what makes them tick, what advertising would appeal to them, what products would appeal to them.
So gathering data on potential clients, customers, and prospects.
Yeah, which is always necessary. We talked about it last week. Target audience is your whole everything needs to be around your target audience. So something like Crystal would be super nice. And then Anna didn't even realize this, but obviously Siri is AI.
Oh yeah.
On
Siri,
our iPhones.
Cortana.
Team iPhone. But so even Siri, and there's different ways Siri can help you in your day-to-day life too. Like
Siri
schedule
does more
this.
than you think. Yeah. Like there's little like Easter eggs and stuff. Yeah, she's crazy.
So yeah, just take a look. Google, there's probably a platform out there that could be really beneficial to you. You just don't know it exists.
Right.
So take the time to Google, YouTube, like Jordan said, and just really dive in, because AI is going to be very helpful and probably very necessary in these next couple of years.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions or want to reach out to us about artificial intelligence or anything, you can go to our website at viralsolutions.net, click the chat bubble, and talk to us.
Yeah, or our email is contactus@viralsolutions.net if you want to send us an email as well. Or if you're looking for some help on more parts of your marketing than just AI, we do have a free 50-point audit where we look at pretty much all aspects of your marketing, and it's a great way to just get down and dirty and figure out what you could be doing better.
Next week, we're talking about social media and collecting data from it.
Super important topic, so definitely tune in next week, and we'll see you then.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
The Obsessed Marketer is a production of Viral Solutions and produced by Andrew Hayes, Holland Berkey, and Joel Schmitz. Give us a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to let us know what you think. And send any topic suggestions to viralsolutions.net. Just click the blue chat bubble at the bottom of the page. Visit viralsolutions.net for more information on how to strategize, execute, and grow your business. And subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen.